Guys, you gotta love a Sunday, right? You just absolutely have to love a Sunday. I don't know, but I do. For me, it's not even about like the week to come, but it's about like, I don't know. It's just so fresh. Anyway, guys, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's do our thing. Let's step into the goddess realm. Good morning. I hope your Sunday's off to a beautiful start. You know the deal. Grab your water. Let's chug a lug. Social it up. Hit like when you're done. I've been chugging a lot of water this morning, so we might not be able to keep this very long because, quite frankly, I think I'm going to have to wee. Oh, man. I make myself giggle. Sorry, I'm just checking my phone here to make sure that we are up and running. I think we're doing good, and I'm going to plug my phone in real quick, guys. All right, so I can see you if you have any questions. Let's do our typical, and I know it's super late, so let's dive in. Let's do our typical Sunday morning reading. Thank you, God. Thank you to our guides, our angels, our goddesses, our fairies for all the amazing messages that you've been giving us and all the guidance and direction. And we ask that you continue to be with us on our reading and help us to understand what exactly it is that you have for us and for our lives. And please help us to make it applicable to each of our lives as individuals. And we also ask that anyone who hears this message be blessed by it. And all these many wonderful things we ask in unconditional love. Amen. All right, let's dive in. Let's make it happen. Let's do what we do best, right? So this morning, I am really feeling our goddesses. They've been talking to me. Good morning, Nicole. So let's see what we have going on. We're going to do our 7-card spread. Yeah. And I think I'm going to switch now. I think I've got it set where we can... Yes. All right, cool. So we know what cards are what. Okay. Bonus. All right, so we got a bonus card already because I haven't even asked yet. Thank you, goddesses. Thank you so much. Please guide and direct us. What is it that we need to know today for our 7-card spread? What is it that the goddesses need going now that we're in this new moon period, this waxing period? What is it the goddesses need today? Thank you, goddess. Cut the deck. Okay. That makes it easy. Ooh. Got it. Okay. So I'm going to cut the deck. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Put the cards down. So let me grab these here so I can keep them in order. I have a voicemail somehow. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right. So let's dive in, and we got 2 bonus cards. So our first card represents you or your strength. Damara, guiding children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. Guiding children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. Wow, guys. That's kind of awesome. And that's a card, not this particular card, but usually in our fairy deck that we get pretty regularly. Working with children. So, your strength. Freaking A. That's what's up. All right, so for our second card represents your life. So Aphrodite, inner goddess, awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. So really what I love about this is this just really embodies everything we've been talking about in terms of, hopefully you guys can see this all right. Sorry guys, you might have to swipe the comments to the side in order to see the description at the bottom. I'll have to work on that for next week. I'm sorry. So anyway, Aphrodite, awaken the inner goddess. One of the cool things that we've been talking about is when you're walking in your life purpose, getting in and doing that creative expression, that nurturing yourself, dancing, singing, moving about the cabin, right? Go back to the Leo King's spiritual dance music. I swear to you, I listen to those up until he does a new one, and then I'll listen to it again, over and over. Whatever works for you, put pen to paper, but nurturing yourself through dance, through self-care, whether it's, maybe you give yourself a facial, or you give yourself a little mani-pedi, or treat yourself to one at the spa or the nail shop, but appreciating your divinity, understanding that your divinity, your goddess nature is not something that you're coming into. You are already divine, right? So take advantage, nurture that inner goddess. All right. For our third card, and this card is something that supports your happiness. Rhiannon, Sorceress. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. How awesome is that? That supports your happiness. So as you're nurturing your inner goddess, you start to manifest, right? Your clear intentions into reality, and you'll find that absolutely supports your happiness. Do the things that make you happy. Set your intentions, your clear intentions, right? Bring them into reality. Remember yesterday, and I think the day before we talked, or this last week, we've talked about doing the things that create deep satisfaction within you, right? Manifesting. If that don't make you excited, I don't know what will. And especially when not only when you're manifesting, but when you're manifesting your clear intentions. So, boom. All right, so let's move on to our next card. Our fourth card is an obstacle or something you need to overcome, which is interesting because we're getting this a lot. So I'm feeling this one. Sarasvati, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. Funny thing, guys, I really feel like maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, we got Sarasvati as our fourth card as an obstacle. So really, I think one of the big things here is we're nurturing our inner goddess, and as we're working on manifesting, and I'm sorry, guys, you can probably hear my dog going nuts, that we are expressing ourselves creatively. I'm sorry, I'm debating on whether or not to go get him. He's freaking out. My husband's not home. All right, express yourself through creative activities. So really, again, I think the biggest thing is we are so accustomed to conservative thinking in terms of ourselves, and we don't want to look silly. We don't want to feel silly, but really this is about nurturing your divine inner goddess. This is about expressing expressing yourself creatively through your activities. I'm sorry, guys. I am really apologizing. I need to go handle my dog real quick. Sincerely apologize for that. And of course, when I get out there, he's sitting there looking at me like, what's up? Oh, I love that dog. I'm so sorry. Okay. So Sarasvati, again, obstacle to overcome, expressing yourself. So really, I think one of the big messages that that I'm being led to share is, or in particular, a question to ask is, what are you restricting yourself to when it comes to expressing your creative side? What is it that you want to do, but maybe you feel silly? Do it. Because again, as you do that, you channel that divine energy, and as you nurture yourself, again, it helps you, right? Because again, we're at a point in life where we have let go of all the anger, the fear, the frustration, the hurt, the pain, the trauma, the drama, all that other crap. So now it's a time again to be your authentic self, to express yourself, to be who you are meant to be, to let your light shine in the world. And until you start expressing yourself creatively in your own manner, according to what is right for you, not what other people say or society says, then we're not fully integrating our new self. We're still working out of that lack of, or that fear mindset. What if, what if, what if? Remember, we're supposed to be leading right now. We're supposed to be leading by letting our lights shine. Okay, so our next card is a message from your angels. Guinevere, true love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver a great love to you. Now, this is really awesome because we've been getting love life. And really, I think for this is more romantic. Not only romance with ourselves, because again, as we fully integrate masculine and feminine, to create the divine, to become the divine sun child, but also within our physical worlds as well. And then one of the things I like about this is as we've released that old person, that old negativity, that old fear, anger, anxiety, as we've healed the divine masculine and we've integrated with our divine feminine, we better know ourselves. And when we better know ourselves, it's kind of like people always talking about, I want a soulmate. I'm looking for my soulmate. How are you going to find your soulmate when you don't even know your own soul, right? So now that we're beginning to know ourselves, it's an opportunity for us to begin to connect with others in a true and genuine fashion. And so it might be romantic love between, two partners, or it might even be more deeper connections or friendships are coming into your life. And even so, for those who are already coupled, reaching or re-falling back in love, or reaching that greater depth or understanding with your partner, with your spouse, your loved one, what have you. It could even be familial relationships. So I think that a lot of this is, I know it says romantic stirrings in your heart, but I think a lot of it is falling back in love with self. And as we fall back in love with self, it opens us up to receive love from others and to fall in love, with our spouses again, our partners again, with friendships again, with family relationships, all of that. So really kind of take love, where however that feels natural to you. If the first thing that came to your mind was relationship, as partners, then go with that. If the first thing that came to your mind was healing relationship within yourself, divine masculine and feminine, go with that, whatever it is for you. And again, it's coming to you. Your angels tell you so. Now, the next card is a message from your guides. Sulis, bodies of water. Spend some time near water, such as a lake, river, or ocean, to recharge your batteries. Now, didn't we get something just the other day when I was talking about, if you can't get there, take a bath, spend time near water. And again, the thing about water, guys, I'm not even going to go into it because y'all know how I feel about water and charging water. But water in so many ways just carries the energy through, to, around, about. Spend time near water. And for some of you, I think in a very true, realistic manner, you probably need to be drinking a lot more water as well. Not only because, your body systems need it, but again, understanding that water, without going too deep, water, can be considered a source of consciousness, or water is consciousness, or water is conscious. And you're bringing that energy, you're allowing the channels to open up when you're taking in that water, to allow not only the nutrients and the blood and the oxygen to flow through your veins better, or more efficiently, but also to allow the energy to flow. And really, guys, have you ever been anywhere near like a large body of water, like a dam? Not a large body, but like dams in particular. And I think I like this example because dams, what are they there for? Obviously, as a reservoir to kind of help water, to make sure that the lower lying areas don't flood or what have you. But a lot of times they produce electricity. That rush of all that water produces electricity. And one of the things when I lived in Iowa that I loved in particular, I would go to the backside of the spillway. And literally, before I even knew what any of this was about, I would just feel so alive. Like I could feel the air buzzing with all that water rushing by. So again, get near water. Again, if you're landlocked and you can't get to a lake, or you can't get to a river or an ocean, Get in the bathtub. Make sure that you're drinking tons of water. I mean, you'll be amazed how much more alive and awake you feel. And again, for those of you who are looking, we talked about this yesterday, meditating with water, and tasting the water that you meditated with and the water you didn't meditate with and noticing the difference. But get near water. For those of you who are having a hard time feeling like I'm having a hard time connecting, I'm having a hard time during my meditation feeling like I'm really truly connected to the divine, however you describe the divine, however you define it. But if you're feeling that way, get in near, take in some water, lots of water, lots and lots of water. Social it up like daily, constantly. All right, y'all. So for our 7th card, card 7 is a message from your heart. This is interesting because we get this card almost every Sunday for the last few months. Isis, past life. The situation involves your past life memories. The situation involves your past life memories. One of the biggest things that I get from this is in walking your life purpose. For those of you who are still trying to discover it, what exactly is this? What exactly am I supposed to be doing? I'm feeling something, but I'm not sure. Whatever it is, think back to your past. 2 things here. Number 1, it's something that it's an idea, it's a thought, it's a goal, it's a what if that's always been with you, that you've always wanted to do. It's something deep in your heart. Maybe it doesn't even make sense and it's not in your career field now, or it doesn't make sense to your lifestyle now, but it's something that's always been with you, right? And you have the answers. That's really what I'm getting from that. You have the answers. Your heart is guiding and directing you. That it's here. It's within my heart. It's within your heart. You have the answers. Whatever questions you're seeking, you already have the answers. Now, for some of you, this may mean an actual past life, like you were someone else or someplace else in a past life. For others of you, this may even be something deeply rooted in your childhood. Whatever that means to you, whatever past life means to you. Maybe you were, and I don't want to say a different person, but, in terms of your thoughts and actions and your lifestyle, maybe in your past. And then you, for whatever reason, hit a situation that evolved you into who you are. Maybe that situation wasn't all bad. Maybe there's something from that situation before you evolved into who you are that is still with you from your heart that you're supposed to be doing. So look to your past. Look to the things that have always been with you. Look to those ideas that have always been in your mind, right? Even if you were like, I don't really know how that would ever, but wouldn't it be cool if I've always wanted to know how to X, Y, and Z? Now that we're new people, and now that we've shed that lack and that fear and that I don't know and the what if mindset, now doors start to open. Now we start to see doors and windows where once we saw brick walls. It's like, wait a minute, that's actually a door. All right, so let's jump into our bonus cards. Now, your bonus cards are cards that support your growth, and we got 2 bonus cards. And wow, I love you guys know, you already know this is one of my favorite cards. Lakshmi, bright future. Stop worrying. Everything's going to be fine. Stop worrying. When you stop worrying and you start focusing on overcoming that obstacle, and you start focusing on nurturing your inner goddess, things just come into play. Things just start to happen, right? It'll be like, holy cow, how did that happen? What a coinky dink. When in reality, it's not a coinky dink. It's you manifesting your clear-cut intentions. Or your clear intentions. Clear-cut, clearly defined. You know what I'm trying to say. So again, stop worrying, because when you worry again, that comes from that place of lack, that place of fear, that place of not knowing. We've gone from believing to knowing who we are and what it is that we're supposed to do. Stop worrying. Abundance is pouring forth. As we put out worry in our minds and in our hearts and in heaven, then that's what we bring. We bring the things to us that we've been worried about. So stop worrying. What we're putting out is abundance. It's already handled. It's done. I've got a bright future. We've gone to the knowing I'm walking in my purpose. I'm fully supported by the universe. Me and my loved ones are guided and protected. We got that from Artemis yesterday. And when you do so, everything's going to be fine. And guess what? You start to manifest everything. Things start coming into, holy crap, this is actually working. Stop worrying, y'all. You're good. And our other bonus card, Donna, High Priestess, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. And let's be clear, guys, when we talk about spiritual teaching, this really is in you living your highest life. And when people say, man, how did you accomplish that? You don't have to go into the thus, there, thou, fors and the technical and the this and the thams. You know, really, you living your life and just sharing that with people. Well, I learned to let go of fear and negativity, and I learned to walk in my higher self. I learned to live a life of abundance, and I learned that when I walk in my life purpose, that I'm fully supported by the universe. What? That's your spiritual, you being you walking in who you are, you sharing your life. Remember, as we walk in this world of darkness, in this world of fear, in this world of lack, and we're that lighthouse letting our light shine, just being who we are, that is you doing your spiritual teaching. It doesn't have to be something formal where you're sitting people down and holding hands and this is what we're going to do. Now, for some of you, that might be what it is, but by and large, if you're walking your life purpose and you're letting your light shine and you're not walking around with all the fear and the mindset of lack that the rest of the world has, that you're not only raising you and your family up, raising your vibration, and you're manifesting your material needs and wants here on earth, but you're also by default raising up the vibration of the rest of the people around you. Does that make sense, guys? It is imperative to walk your life purpose. It is imperative to live a life of abundance and happiness and joy. Because as you do so, you help everyone around you do so. It's not selfish. It's necessary. All right, I'm sorry, guys. I've been ignoring comments here. Nicole says, I love that card for happiness. That third card we had. Yeah, Sarasvati, the arts. She said, that's definitely an obstacle I'm working to overcome. I'm assuming you mean in terms of expressing yourself. Working to overcome. I'm not a writer, but I keep on writing in my journal. So Nicole, that's one of the things that we want to, that we kind of have to think about. Because your specific words were here where I am not a writer. So when we say that, that's a lack mindset. Does that make sense? You are absolutely a writer. You're a writer according to your own standards, not according to what the world classifies as a writer. So when we start to think of ourselves more of I am and I have and I can, you will do. So just a heads up on that. But I'm glad, regardless of how you feel about it, I'm glad you keep pushing forward and you keep writing in your journal. And again, when you're writing and you begin to let go of that thought that I'm not a writer, it's gonna just flow. Like, holy cow, I didn't know this was me. I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know this could come from me. You are absolutely a writer. You're a writer in your own right. A writer, W, in your own right. R. There we go. I'm like, does that sound right? Did I say that right? You are absolutely. So again, guys, the biggest message that we have here, and again, I want to run through these really fast while we wrap up. And let me get rid of this here. Is, again, your strength is in guiding children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. So again, for some people, this is going to be physical children, like under 18, minors, your babies. And which is interesting because, again, we just got done talking about living and leading by example. And for others, this might be people who are just less spiritually mature in their walk. Maybe they could even potentially be older than you. one of the things I really see in particular in this card, y'all, is she's nurturing the little girl. The older girl is nurturing the little girl. And one of the things we've been getting lots of messages about nurturing children, and as you nurture a child, you nurture your, as you nurture a child, you nurture your inner self. So just keep that in mind. You or your strength. And again, our second card was Aphrodite, inner goddess, your life. Did I keep these in order? Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. You are divine. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Sorry, losing my spot here. All right, the next card, Rhiannon, supports your happiness. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Now let's be clear about this. And I need to grab some water real quick. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. It doesn't say who is manifesting. You have absolutely the ability to manifest your clear intentions into reality. Yesterday, I got stuck and there were some words I was looking for and I couldn't find them. And of course, they came to me last night. And really what I want to say to this in particular is if you don't believe it, a lot of times we make our intentions because they were based out of fear and lack and what if and I hope and I wish, right? And we make these intentions that are so far out that we're like, I'm going to set these intentions and I'm going to say them, but you know, good luck if it happens. If you don't believe it, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't know who you are and understand your own personal power, then no, you're not. You're going to have a lot harder time manifesting, right? Does that make sense? So really, when we're talking about your clear intentions, you absolutely have the ability to manifest anything that you want into reality, your clear intentions into reality. But we need to make sure that there's something that is realistic, in the sense that you firmly and wholeheartedly can put your heart into it and believe it. If you don't wholeheartedly believe it can happen, then how are you going to manifest your clear intention? Because now it's no longer a clear intention. It's a muddled intention out of doubt and insecurity, right? So when you're making your intentions, and again, I'm stressing this because we just came out of, new moon. So do it now if you haven't already. While we're making our intentions, make sure that there is something that is in accordance to your heart. Because when it's in accordance to your heart, you firmly, wholeheartedly believe it. Right? And it benefits not only you in this physical reality, but it benefits everyone around you. So if you're manifesting, for example, if you're working on a certain amount of money, like for me, it was, I'm working on some equipment. But not only do I get the equipment that I want, but it helps me to put out a better production to hopefully reach more people, right? So it's a win-win for everyone all the way around. So again, when we're focusing on our intentions, again, something that supports your happiness. Make sure it's aligned with your heart. Make sure it's aligned with your life purpose. Ask yourself, what am I setting this intention for? Is it to fuel my ego, or is it to fuel my life purpose? Okay. Oops. All right. So our next card is, again, an obstacle, something we're working on. I am a writer. I am an amazing writer. We're working on expressing ourselves creatively. We're overcoming that thought of I am not, or I can't, or I'm not good at, or, do it, express it, put it out there. Let your light shine. Because when you do that, when you're expressing yourself creatively, that is you literally letting your light shine, right? That is you leading by example. Remember, this message ain't for everybody. This is for the leaders. This is for you leading by example. So again, like we said, when a lot of times we think of ourselves as I'm not, or I'm not as good as, you are exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're as good as you're supposed to be. And the more you believe and you become into it, the better and better you get at it. And we have Guinevere, true love, message from your angels. The romantic stirrings of your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. The romantic stirrings of your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. So again, for some people, this is going to be a physical and a relationship with another person. For other people, it may be romantic love. And I don't want to, when I say romantic, I don't want to think, sexual relationship, because it might be romantically falling back in love with yourself. One of the words I want to substitute with romantic is intimate with yourself, or with, if you're already in a relationship, as you become more integrated and more love for yourself and you're walking your life purpose, you're in more harmony with yourself, which allows you to be in more harmony with someone else. When I was at this lunch and learn the other day, the lady brought up a good point. She was like, oftentimes when we meet people, right, we don't always show them our authentic selves. We show them the person who we want them to believe we are, or the person who we think they want to see, right? And then sometimes we get a couple of months into a relationship or a couple of years in, and our authentic self starts to come out. And then we find out we're not so much in harmony anymore, right? Because that person thought they were in a relationship with our representative, the front that we put on. But now that our true selves are shining through, or vice versa, we're like, wait a minute, I don't know if this is the same person. I don't know if I love this person as much. So what I'm saying, why I say that, is as we become more in harmony with ourselves and we unite the light and the dark, and dark isn't always bad. We're just the light and the dark. There's just polar opposites. As we unite the masculine and the feminine, and create the divine sunchild, then we become more whole. And as we're whole, it makes us easier, right, to interact with other people, because now they're seeing all of us. They're not seeing bits and pieces of us, trying to figure out who it is. And for that matter, a lot of times we only show bits and pieces of ourselves to ourselves, right? So now that we've gone and we've confronted the shadows, we've shed light on them, we've healed anything that needed healing, we've let go of any hurt that needed to be let go, and we're coming in and understanding our true divine nature, and we're nurturing our inner goddess, and we're expressing ourselves creatively. Now our light shines, and we attract. Remember, we got that message. We not only attract those to us who we're to help, but we also attract those to us who are there to help us. Those who we are there to partner with, whether it be on a project, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be, carpooling, whatever. So Guinevere, true love. Let me stop here and take a look. Nicole says, when I was in junior high and high school, I always kept a journal. One day I was in class in high school, and I got called to the office. My stepmom had read through my journal. I thought I was very depressed to the point of hurting myself. When I then forced to go to a psychologist for a few months, that's when I stopped writing. Wow, I never really thought of that until now. Thank you for sharing that. I hope you don't mind that I just read that out loud. Thank you for sharing that. That is, that's awesome, Nicole. Awesome in the sense that you just made the connection, and awesome in the sense that as we shed light, like that's a shedding light on the shadow. You know what I mean? That is, and like you said, at that point you stopped writing. It's kind of like, man, I used to enjoy this, and I got away from it. Why did I get it? But what's so amazing about that is now that the light is shed on it, that's one more thing that we can heal and then begin to integrate back into ourselves. And again, the biggest message that I've been getting is the very things that have been holding us back, or that we've lost touch of, or that we've kind of pushed to the side, are the things that are going to catapult us forward. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate you being willing to share that with us. I really do, because honestly, I guarantee that your story, I feel goosebumps like crazy. I guarantee your story is something that someone else needs to hear. And it's a good reminder to me, even, that something, I don't want to say as something that we maybe at one point regarded as insignificant, like how it really impacted me into my future, right? Into now, because that was high school. I hate to admit it, but we are a few years removed from high school, just a few. But how that's something that impacted you, and now you can get back to it and reintegrate it into your life. The writing. Whereas before, you know, it might be, we might have thought, well, I don't want to write anymore because now so and so is, or people might read my business and then think that I'm this, that, or the other, or what have you, or it was a traumatic situation. But now we can let go of the trauma that was associated with it and come back to the healing nature that's associated with it. And you know, whether we felt that it was bad or right or wrong for her to read your journal, you know, at that point, regardless, it, whatever happened brought you to where you are now, to where you are a being who is becoming fully integrated with self, the divine sunchild, the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together to create the divine sunchild. So we don't look at the past with judgment. We just, it happens, but now I can fully love myself and have appreciation for the situation, because if that situation didn't happen, I wouldn't be aware of it now. Does that make sense? There might have been something else. Okay, so I'm going to quit rambling. I hope that makes sense. And again, message from your guides. Spend time near water such as a lake, river, or ocean to recharge your batteries. I think that's just very straightforward, guys. If you can't get to a lake, river, or ocean, get in the bathtub. And regardless, you should be chug-a-lugging, socialing it up, drinking water all day and day, regardless. Okay? And again, you'll find that, especially when you're getting into that creative expression, if you're having a hard time getting started, like, again, before I meditate, I have to chug water. Before I do these readings, that's one of the reasons why we social it up before, that I'm chugging water ahead of time, because it opens up the channels. It allows things to flow. Over the last week, I've been extremely sluggish, but I know part of my problem, and I'm so thankful that I'm aware of this, is that I've been a little low on my water. And I know that as soon as I get more water in, then I instantly, whoop. And the reason why I say that is it's scary to me to think how many people are walking around feeling like crap and don't even understand that it's something as simple as taking in more water within their bodies could help them out immensely. Like, it's scary to think about. So again, not just water on the outside, but water in your body as well. Just talk to your water, y'all. Say thank you from time to time. Talk to your food, just like you would bless your food, bless your water. Sorry, what message are we at here? We are at 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. I apologize. All right, and finally, again, message from your heart. Your heart's true desire lies somewhere in your past. Sometimes when we're looking for answers, we tend to look outside of ourselves. We look within the world. Your heart is reminding you that whatever it is you're questioning, the answer is in your past. Look to a past life. If you believe in past lives, go into meditation. Ask Isis to show you or to bring to you remembrance of what that message is, or what it is that you're looking for, the answer that you're seeking. It might be in your childhood. For those of you who don't believe in that, I don't care. It might be in your childhood. It might be earlier on in your early adulthood, in your teenage years, early on in life. But you're being directed. Your heart is directing you to look at what's already within you. Look what's already stuck with you. One of the messages I got this week with Isis was two in particular: soul retrieval, in the sense that I'm working on reintegrating parts of my soul that I've lost in past lives. Parts that maybe even in a relationship that I gave a piece of me away. Maybe there were other pieces that were taken. So I'm reintegrating all of that. And in doing so, I also reintegrate my different strengths and abilities and dare I use the word powers from those lives as well into my current life. I hope that makes sense, guys. So again, your heart is directing you that the situation you're looking to resolve, or the questions that you have, You already have the answers. You've had the answers. Now that we've let go of lack, fear, doubt, insecurity, frustration, trauma, drama, and all the other BS, now we can begin to see the answers. Right? And then our 2 bonus cards, just as a reminder, support your growth. Lakshmi told us straight up, stop worrying. Everything's going to be fine. You have a bright future. And Donna reminds us that you have knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. You have knowledge. Excuse me. You don't just have knowledge. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. What do you mean I have divine knowledge? It's knowledge that you've brought with you. It's innate. It's inherent. It's yours. Really, the big message that I'm getting from this today is we are to just be. Be who you are. Be who you were meant to be. Nicole says, that's something I've instilled into my children since day one. We are huge water drinkers. We rarely have juice in the house, and they generally only have milk with their cereal. I'm with that. I love that, because that's even when people don't know the science behind it. I mean, water is just, even from a very physical standpoint of, the body, dehydration is like, it's a killer. If you guys want to know if you're dehydrated or not, check your lips. If you find that you constantly have to put on chapstick or lipstick or gloss, check your lips. One of my telltales is in the webs of my fingers. I could put lotion on, and 2 minutes later, they look dry. They're dry. Elbows, knees. The scary part about that is when you're that dry on the outside, if you have to put on lotion, if you're that dry on the outside, that's what your mucous membrane is going through on the inside of your body. You're even more dehydrated on the inside. Because what'll happen, guys, is a lot of times people will start noticing things like hair loss or their skin is starting to look bad. And 9 times out of 10, because we're nutrient deficient and your body is robbing minerals from your hair and skin and nails to protect the inner organs. So literally something as simple as taking in copious amounts of water, because you got to play catch up, right? From all that constant dehydration. And then once you play catch up, you got to stay on top of it. And water is just, it's so cleansing. Not only is it, people get annoyed, well, then I'm going to have to go to the bathroom all the time. Good, you're flushing the crap out of your body. But again, remembering from an energetic standpoint, you're doing the same thing. You're taking in new fresh water, new fresh consciousness, new fresh energy, and flushing out the crap, right? So, water, 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 water. Bright future. Stop worrying. Everything's going to be fine. So start seeing yourself. Again, I want to really, again, focus on this because, again, we're in this new moon season. And you can manifest your clear intentions. Something's telling me to say this, and I don't know if I actually want to say it, but I guess I'm just going to say it. If you're feeling skeptical or doubtful about your manifestation abilities, or if you can manifest, start with something small. I don't even know. I can't even really give you an example because small is relative. What's small to me might be still big to someone else. But start with something small. Start with something that that you absolutely believe in your heart. Something that you can hold on to without doubt. Set that intention. Your intention might be I'm going to get 1 new client this month. I'm going to get 1 new client this month. Maybe we want to be extremely clear. I'm going to get 1 new high-paying client who's going to need my help for blah, blah, and blah, because I am great at this. Maybe it's something like that, and you're holding on to that tight and firm. Start with something small. Maybe something small is I'm going to stay, and this isn't a small thing because this is actually major for most of us in the world. I'm going to stay completely on my grocery budget this month. I'm going to come under grocery budget this month. Set that intention. It doesn't, I mean, that is something, because I kid you not, every week we have a grocery budget. And every week I'm like, oh my God, babe, our bill's going to be so cheap. And every week I'm like, how are we $10 over? How are we $15 over? You know, maybe your intention. And in doing so, you may find that you all of a sudden show up at the grocery store and there's this massive sale going on and you got more groceries than intended for less. I mean, it could be something like that, guys. It might be that you're setting your intention that as you've integrated your full self, you know, in divine masculine and divine feminine, that you're going to attract your soulmate in the, you know, this year. Or you're going to, maybe you don't put a time, maybe you're attracting, or your soulmate is coming to you now. I don't know, whatever it is. But something it needs to be personal to you, and it needs to be something that you firmly believe with full conviction within your heart. Because again, Diana told us your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions, keep them focused on your target and you will reach your mark. But if you don't truly believe that it can happen, if you don't truly believe that you're capable of it, then how are you going to keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions? Because they're wavering just off top, right? So again, I just really want to make sure that the intentions you're setting are specific to you, that they are something that you truly believe within your love, within your heart of hearts, right? And this supports our happiness. This was our happiness card. So just a reminder. All right, guys. And again, as we wind up, you know, I want to, again, focus on this. I really want to keep driving this home, because the more and more we do these messages, I mean, the deeper and deeper this understanding is coming. A goddess uses her knowledge of universal laws of nature. So to give you an example, the universal law of nature, like our guidance right there was from Sulis, bodies of water, right? Her conscious mind, and let me paraphrase this because I know we're on YouTube as well. So it's a different crowd on YouTube. Universal laws of nature, speaking in reference to Hermetic principle. We'll just use that phrase because that's something most people understand versus law of Tahuti. So when I talk about water, for me in particular, I'm talking in reference of law of vibration, okay? But she also uses her conscious mind, her unwavering thoughts, and her esoteric powers, her feelings. So we've got universal laws, we have actions, and we've got the conscious mind, thoughts, esoteric powers, feelings to manifest her dreams. Total wellness is mind, body, and spirit, okay? A goddess uses her knowledge of universal laws of nature, her conscious mind, and esoteric powers to manifest her dreams. A goddess understands how to transform situations using her highest influence, working out of a place of love, of her heart center, walking her life purpose. That is her highest influence. You walking your life purpose, letting your light shine. This is not your vagina. This is not your tits or your ass. This is your highest influence. You walking your life purpose out of divine love. And in doing so, your visions and your dreams become a physical reality. So I really hope this saying is really starting to make sense, y'all. I know that I've been snapping about it, and I've been going on and on and on and on and on over the last few days. But again, I want to hone in that these messages I know aren't for everybody, because not everybody can comprehend the idea of that they might potentially be creating everything in their lives. Not everybody is in. There are going to be some people who actually comprehend it, but don't want to do anything about it because it's comfortable to remain in this place, even though that place is full of darkness, lack, fear, doubt, insecurity, misunderstandings. People walking around this world talking about, I'm so misunderstood. You're misunderstood because you're putting yourself with the people who aren't like you. You're to let your light shine. To let that, remembering that we have divine knowledge, innate knowledge from God, from heaven, from our guidesses, our gods, our guides, our goddesses. that help others through our spiritual teaching. And so I don't want anybody to be freaked out about that. Like, I'm supposed to teach. You're teaching when you're just being. You're leading by example. Right? You are leading by example, letting your light shine. By not altering your conversation when somebody says, wow, how did you get that? Well, I set my clear intentions. I'm a magical person. I set clear intentions and I manifested it into reality. What? Maybe you want to dumb it down just a little bit. Maybe you don't, but you just be. We don't go into, well, I was looking for a new job and I got it, no, we just be. We don't give people a story that we think they want to hear. We don't give people a watered down version of ourselves that we think they want to meet or we think they want to know. We just be. Nicole says, I've been working with someone on healing inner child hurts. That definitely goes hand in hand with past life card. However, I also believe in past lives and have been working on meditation for Akashic records. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I am right there with you. I am right there with you. Really, one of the things that I've been doing too, because like you said, with Akashic records, I've mostly been focusing on, and I think maybe one day I'll join you on that and get the full details. But I've mostly been focusing on for myself, reintegrating lost pieces of my soul, and really just bringing to the forefront of my mind of what exactly am I capable of. I know that as I walk my goddess life, I discover more and more about myself. Like, oh my God, I'm totally capable of doing X, Y, and Z. I can be one of those people too. Like it's wild, guys. The biggest thing I guess I want to share with you is I'm just getting so many messages, literally being bombarded with messages about recognizing our cycles, right? One thing that I've recognized with myself over the past few months is right at new moon is when I'm the most fertile in terms of ideas and prosperity and putting things into action, making things happen, right? So paying attention to our cycles, paying attention really to what is within us, those innate thoughts, feelings, those things that are unique specifically to us. And if you're not sure, if someone's not sure about what that is or how to find that, it all boils back down to nurturing your inner goddess, to getting up and dancing and singing. Get silly, play with the kids, do it in the privacy of your own home. Nobody said you had to go and get silly on the street corner, but nurturing your inner goddess, self-care. Self-care also includes positive self-talk. So many times we are in the habit of saying things like, oh my God, Sharita, you're such a weirdo. Oh, I'm so dumb. I can't believe I did that. That is not nurturing. That is not self-care. And even though you're not dumb, but those words are still coming out of your mouth. And remember, the universe goes, your wish is my command. Right? And so we keep feelings of dumbness within us. Or we see an opportunity and we don't necessarily pay attention to it because we've been thinking of ourselves not capable. Oh, I'm not at that level yet. I'm not at that point yet. So nurture, nurture, nurture. Use your I am messages. Our fairies told us directly last week, use affirmations. I think they told us 2 or 3 times in the last 2 weeks. Use affirmations to raise your vibration, to raise your energy level. Use your affirmations. And in doing so, you bring those things to you. Recite your affirmations, not just in the morning when you wake up, and not just when you go to bed. Keep them running through your mind. Keep them running in your spirit constantly. If you're sitting in traffic and you're bored and there's no good music on the radio, go into your affirmations. If you're at work and somebody comes by and they rub you the wrong way and they piss you off, go straight into your affirmations. Don't dwell on why you're pissed off. Fuck it. Let it go. That is negative energy. That is not a part of you. Let it flow through and go and do what it needs to do. Transmute it. Turn it to love. say your affirmations, and keep moving about your day. Unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions. Universal laws of nature, conscious mind, esoteric powers, right? So I'm sorry, I'm snapping. But really, again, focusing on nurturing your inner self. Nurture, 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 nurture. Work with those babies, because as you nurture them and you're helping and guiding them, you're helping and guiding your inner child as well. So nurture yourself. Look to what has always been with you. You have the answers. So the biggest thing now is we are whole and complete beings. We are whole and complete divine. We are whole and complete divine sun child. You are whole and complete. You are whole and complete. You are whole and complete. And the more and more we think of ourselves as whole and complete, the more and more we become whole and complete, and we let our light shine and we manifest our dreams into reality. All right, guys. I think that pretty much sums it up. I think you know what you're saying, what we're saying here. Get your daggone water in. As a matter of fact, let's social it up now. Get your water in. Love yourself. Nurture your inner goddess. Make sure your intentions are clear, that they are aligned with your heart and your life purpose. Start with something small. You know, maybe we should do a manifestation challenge. Let's think on that. I think next new moon we might do something like a manifestation challenge. Because I think what I really want to, one of my biggest missions with this group in particular is, again, yes, fitness. And I promise you, I am working on balancing out the group again with more fitness and nutrition, mind and body, you know, along with spirit. But my biggest mission with Goddess Life Fitness is really just to make sure that, or to help everyone to find their inner goddess. To help everyone to discover just how truly powerful, just how truly magical you are here on this earth, on this physical earth. We don't have to wait till we die and go to heaven to reap the reward. God told us, as in heaven, so on earth. As above, so below. To find it's my true hope to help every, you know, goddess on this earth to feel comfortable in her own skin. Whether that means tattoos and piercings or funky color hair, or even if she is straight-laced, you know, and looks like like an accountant, you know. I don't know what accountant looks like. I'm just saying someone who's straight-laced, whatever it is that she is, that she's comfortable in her own skin. Because again, as we raise our vibration, we raise the vibration of those around us. We raise the vibration of the earth. Everyone benefits. We all benefit. We all can live lives of awesomeness, right? Yeah, there's things in life we have to do. You know, I have to shower. I mean, I have to pay bills.